You want to be unshakable? You want to build mental toughness so strong that fear bends to your will? Then stay right here, because what you're about to hear isn't comfort. It's confrontation. It's the truth. And it's what they never teach you. Here's the reality. Most people are not lazy. They're scared. Scared of starting. Scared of failing. Scared of being judged. Scared of how much effort it's actually going to take. So they wait. And they hope, and they lie to themselves with, "I'm just not ready." But fear doesn't go away. It grows. It expands every time you back off, every time you delay, every time you give it power by choosing safety. You want to know how real strength is built? It's not when you feel confident. It's not when you feel prepared. It's when you act despite fear. When you do it anyway, and you keep doing it until fear forgets your name. Mental toughness isn't a switch, it's a scar, built from walking through what you thought would break you, over and over again. Don't wait for permission. Don't wait for courage. Build it, in motion, in pain, in silence. Now drop this in the comments. I act through fear. I lead through power. Subscribe now if you're not here to watch life happen. You're here to change it. Discipline isn't a mood, it's a muscle, and most people let it atrophy. They start strong for a day, then they break, because deep down, they still believe they need to feel like it. But you're done waiting for feelings. You're here to execute, cold, focused, relentless, because the world doesn't reward the most passionate. It rewards the most consistent, and consistency is war. Every morning your mind gives you two options: repeat the cycle or rebuild your code. That's it. No one's coming to fix your habits. No one's going to hand you self-respect. You earn it when you rise after failure. When you hit bottom and decide, this isn't the end. It's the beginning of the new version of you. People see collapse as defeat. You see it as reset. Because monsters aren't born in progress. They're built in the rubble, in the ashes of old selves, in the echoes of "I can't" that you destroy with action. So build with pain, build through silence, and rebuild every damn time life hits. That's the difference between motivation and discipline. One fades, the other forges. Now drop this in the comments. Built from discipline. You keep saying you want to change, but you're still negotiating with weakness, still checking your phone first thing in the morning, still scrolling when you should be building. That version of you, the distracted one, that's the enemy. It doesn't show up with a knife, it shows up with comfort, with notifications, with one more break, one more excuse, and every time you give in, you train your brain to stay soft, to crave dopamine, not discipline. You think you need motivation? You need rules. You need a system that doesn't ask how you feel, just what you do. No more maybe later, no more just 5 minutes. You either execute or decay. That's it. Mental toughness is built on decisions no one sees, the reps no one praises, the silence no one claps for. That's where you win, in the hours no one's watching. Because when your mind obeys your discipline, not your feelings, you've already won the war. Now drop this in the comments. No mercy for distractions. If you felt the fire in these words, Don't just feel it, like it, fuel it. You've started, you've pushed, but now doubt whispers. Is this even working? Why am I not further ahead? Maybe this just isn't for me. That voice isn't truth, it's fear, it's comfort dressed as logic. See, your mind wants proof before it gives permission to believe. But results don't come first. Reps do, silence does, consistency does. You don't grow in the spotlight, you grow in the shadows, when it feels pointless, when progress is invisible, when no one claps and no one cares. But you keep showing up. You build when you're unseen. You improve when no one believes in you. You execute when your own mind doubts you, because that's where greatness is born. In those silent wars no one ever hears about. If you're waiting to feel certain, you'll die waiting. Certainty is earned through discipline, not emotions. So when your mind says, maybe I should quit, you say, let's do one more rep. Now drop this in the comments. I train in silence. Excuses sound smart when you've built your identity around them. I'm tired. I had a long day. I'll start tomorrow. That's not fatigue. That's your comfort zone speaking fluently. And the more you say it, the more your mind believes it's valid. But here's the truth. Your dreams don't care. Your goals don't care. The world doesn't care. Only your actions do the talking. You don't get results from what you meant to do. You get them from what you actually finish. Every time you choose excuses, you're choosing weakness. You're voting for failure. And it stacks day after day until your entire life becomes a story of almost. You know what makes you dangerous? Not talent, not hype. Execution, doing what you said long after the mood is gone. That's what separates the elite from everyone else. So kill the lies, shut down the noise, execute in silence, and let the results speak your truth. Now drop this in the comments. No more excuses. Turn on the notifications, because real power isn't shared, it's earned. Be the first to receive it. Your mind is not your friend, it's a battlefield, and you either command it or it commands you. Negative thoughts, doubts, impulses, they're not signs to stop, they're signs to go harder. The problem isn't the noise, it's that you keep listening. You keep giving every emotion a microphone. Every fear a stage. You want clarity? Silence the static. Control the input. Kill the distractions. And focus only on what builds you. Discipline isn't just doing hard things. It's ignoring easy thoughts. It's looking at fear and saying, not today. It's looking at temptation and whispering, that's not me anymore. Control doesn't come from willpower. It comes from rules, from structure, from systems you follow no matter what your feelings scream. So if you want power, train your mind. Starve it of weakness. Feed it only actions that serve the mission. Your brain is plastic. Mold it, shape it, force it to submit until discipline becomes your reflex. Now drop this in the comments. Master the mind. You say you've changed, but have you buried the old version of you, or just kept him on life support? Change isn't a glow up, it's a burn down. You don't just evolve, you kill. You kill the excuses, the comfort, the identity that made you weak. This isn't about inspiration, it's about war. War against your lower self. The version of you that snoozes alarms, avoids pain, makes excuses. You want to rise? You have to become unrecognizable. People should look at you and ask, what happened to him? And the answer should be, he became who he was supposed to be. No one's coming to validate your grind. No one's clapping for your growth. They only notice results. So give them something undeniable. You're not supposed to fit in. You're supposed to level up so far that the old crowd can't even recognize your energy. Burn the bridge back to comfort. Rewrite your story one brutal choice at a time. And if this hit you, don't stop here. I've got more techniques, more weapons, more mindset blueprints in the next videos that'll take this fire to the next level. Watch them, train with them, transform through them. Every scar you carry is proof that you fought. Every moment of silence you endured was where discipline was carved into your soul. And every time you acted, not because you felt like it, but because it was necessary, you became something more. Motivation fades, but discipline turns you into a machine. You don't fold, you don't flinch, you just execute over and over. No applause, no comfort, just clarity and grind. The world only respects one language, results. So forget the speeches, forget the likes, forget the validation. Build in silence, rise in chaos, and let your life be your loudest answer. You've made it through this fire, but don't just survive. Dominate, conquer, lead. Now the question is this. If your discipline was the only thing that determined your future, how successful would you actually be?